Hello, students. Welcome to Mr. Sandwich Reads. I am, of course, Mr. Sandwich. Today, I'm going to be talking about Lexile, what it is, and how you can use it to improve your reading skills. So check it out. Hi, welcome back. I am, of course, Mr. Sandwich. Today, as I promised at the top, I'm going to be talking about Lexile. What is Lexile? And I'm not going to hide. I know students taught me how to hide this little thing down here, but every time I do, I have trouble finding it. So just bear with me as far as that goes. But let's take a look here. All right, so we've got this long definition of what Lexile is. I highlighted here. The main thing to know is that a Lexile reader reader measure represents a person's reading ability on the Lexile scale. A Lexile text measure represents a text difficulty level on the Lexile scale. So if we have this Lexile scale, you can measure either an individual's reading ability, which I'll show you more in a moment, or you can measure a book's difficulty level. So I'll show you a little bit of that. So simply put, Lexile is a measurement for reading ability or reading difficulty. Here you can see some famous titles, some of which are taught at the middle school level, some of which are just popular at the middle school level. But here you can see, Harry Potter's at an 880. So if you were at like say a 580 Lexile, that might be a little difficult. Maybe you want to listen along knowing that. You see Dogman is a graphic novel. That's at a 390. Diary of a Wimpy Kid always surprises people. It's at a somewhat higher Lexile level. I think that's largely based on the vocabulary. House Arrest, I have some middle schoolers that have just read that, and that's at a 610. We see Tristan Strong at a 680, Wings of Fire at a 740. So just getting an idea of, okay, these books are at different difficulty levels, and not just thinking about grade level. But as we get to, and I know, elementary might use like SRA, or they use the different letters, Fontes and Pinnell. I like to, at middle school level, use Lexile as a measurement. Here you see, again, a wide range. Now, hidden behind here is the Cat in the Hat at, I think, like a 220. And then it gets harder and harder. So just showing students that for instance, the U.S. Constitution is at a 1560. So if you're going to read that and comprehend that, that's a difficult text. I also included here sort of the band, the range of where you roughly want to be Lexile-wise to be matching, corresponding where you are grade-wise. All right, so the big metaphor here that I always use is it's like weightlifting, right? I don't want to take 2-pound weights and expect that I'm going to really increase my muscle mass. It's too light. But if I take 500 pounds, like we got this guy over here, I'm going to put my back out. I'm not going to be able to lift it. I'm going to get frustrated. It's too much. Okay. You want to be in that middle range where you're really growing. That's true in weightlifting. It's also true in reading. Okay. So think of the brain as a muscle that we're trying to grow. So say, for instance, to complete my metaphor, say this guy here is at a Lexile of 1100. He's a pretty high reader. But he has a book that's a 300. Maybe it's high interest and he just wants to read it quickly. That's fine. But he's probably not growing as a reader. He's not challenging himself. It's okay to read for fun. But if you're thinking in terms of Lexile and how can I grow as a reader, that's going to be too easy. You want to be in that range of 150. Okay, either 100 above or 50 below. But if you just remember, be within 150 of your Lexile range, that's going to help. On the other end, if we have a student who maybe is reading at a 430 and they're trying to read a book that's at a 950, that's going to be frustrating. It's going to be difficult. You're probably at least going to need some support from the teacher, maybe listening to the audio along with following the text. But know that there's a gap there, and that's going to be difficult. And then the Goldilocks approach is, say this reader is at a 780 and they're reading a book that's at an 810. That's within that 150 range. That's going to be perfect for developing as a reader. So as we just completed our winter diagnostic, be thinking, well, what is my Lexile? And then what sorts of books should I be looking for to grow as a reader? And I believe that's it. I just have some sources here. Let me share real quick. If we go to Learning Ally, which a lot of students have, and you can go to Lexile level, and you could search books just based on Lexile level. and that is on Learning Ally, which a lot of my students have available. And if you don't, let me know. Feel free to ask. We can also go, if we want to look up a book, if I go to Lexile.com, I'll just go back to the beginning so you can see here. Find the Just Right book here. All right. Find Just Right books. All right, so here it gives an example. Say I'm at a 700 Lexile range. I can click on there. It gives me that range that I'm talking about, that perfect range for growing. And I could just look up books. That, again, is on Lexile.com. So I want to keep this quick. I want to keep it simple. That is a basic definition of Lexile. Now I want to get into, you can do the same thing on Get Epic. I'll go into my classroom. Let's see, Explore. Here it has grade. Oh, Lexile right there. Okay. And I put in a higher Lexile, but here we could go, say I want that. Okay. You also want something that's high interest. So sometimes you'll see something called HL, which means high interest. It's meant for an older audience, but low level, meaning the reading ability is supposed to be accessible for most readers. So there you've got a few tools: Learning Ally, Get Epic. If you're wondering what your text is, you can go to Lexile.com. Hope you find that helpful. Please keep in mind your Lexile and set those goals for yourself. How can you keep growing as a reader? It's fun to read. If you find something light and easy, great. If you find something challenging, be mindful that you may need those extra supports. But when you choose that book on your own, get in that range of 150. You'll be in good shape. Hope that helps. Enjoy. Peace. And yeah, let me know what you think. Please subscribe and recommend a friend. I'm trying to hit 250 by the end of the month. That'd be great. All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your support. Peace.